This podcast is part of the OIW Podcasting Network.
Hey guys, welcome back to Guilmy Talks. This is Guilmy again. How's everybody doing? I am doing fantastic, and I have the Wave Maker Kyle Boone on the show. And you know what? It was a great interview. I love talking to the guy. We talk about wrestling, speech impediments. We talk about a little bit of everything, and it was a great chat. I really loved talking to Kyle because you know what? It was fun. I really enjoyed it. And you know what? I'm definitely going to be trying to get the guy back on the show again. And here's the thing, guys. He was a fun guest. I really got to say, I love talking to him. Go follow him on social media and whatnot. And if you DM him, maybe wait like a week or two for him to get back. But we know what? A couple things from me. Go check out batsinthebelfryart.com. She is currently taking commissions, and I know she's getting booked up faster and faster. If you want that special gift for a loved one, a friend, anybody, go check it out because her artwork is phenomenal. And you can actually find it on the Guilmy Talks launch. You can find it on my merch store on Launchcart. And that will be in the description. It's just a click away. Go check it out. You want to pick something up that would help me, help the show. All money from there is just going back right into the show. I'm gonna start doing video stuff. I picked up a ring light, picked up a little tripod, picked up a new 1080p webcam. I am upgrading all my stuff, guys, because you know what? I want to start doing videos of this and start using that YouTube channel that I have had forever and put nothing on except for the audio versions of the show that do drop. And I am going to put the rest of the audio versions up at some point, but I need time, guys. That's it. Oh, and if anybody wants to send me one of those 4 USB slot thingies, I would love that because that's the only thing I need. And also, I don't expect it from anybody, guys. So, first thing, talking to Kyle was so much fun, and I really enjoyed talking to him because I have actually known him for a long time, and this is the first time we've actually sat down and talked, and it was great. To all my fellow podcasters listening and whatnot, get this guy on your show because he's awesome.
Our friends over at Powered 4 TV are giving listeners to this podcast an incredible 50% off your first month when you sign up to powered4.tv and use the promo code JONAS. Powered 4 TV are one of the leading on-demand streaming services in the UK with tons of shows from over 20 wrestling promotions from around the UK and the US, including TNT Extreme, Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, DNA Pro Wrestling, Full Force Wrestling, Ignite Wrestling, and so many more. There's also plenty more to enjoy, including an incredible archive of classic matches, life layers with William Eva, podcasts, and so much more. Sign up to Powered 4 TV today and save 50% off your first month. Just use the promo code JONAS.
And guys, I'll talk to you on the back half. Enjoy the show. Good morning, good evening, good night. How is everybody doing out there today? This is Guilmy again. And on the line here, I have the Wave Maker, the one and only Kyle Boone. Personally, one of my favorite wrestlers on the Ontario scene right now. And I'm just going to fucking say it right now. If COVID didn't happen, this guy would be a champion all over the province right now. He was about to break waves as it happens, and I can see this huge future for this young man right now. Hey Kyle, how's the day going, man?
It's going all right. I feel a little bit better about myself after that sweet intro.
See, I get the intro great, and then the rest of the show is crap. Really, it is. So, but first question, which I always like to start off with, where did the spark for the love of professional wrestling happen?
To be honest, I don't have a second in my life where I wasn't like, I want to be a pro wrestler, because like my brothers, my two oldest brothers, they actually watched wrestling when I was like just a baby. So I kind of just grew up and like always watched it. And then I was always like, you just like, this is the best thing ever all the time, and then going on like the trampoline and stuff, doing matches and stuff with them. And I even had like stuffed animals and stuff, and I'd like wrestle them. And it's like, that's the dream,
Oh yeah, because
so it's just always been around.
And everybody loves wrestling because it's a fantastic art form that is kind of a soap opera with the stunts. So it's great.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
All right. Well, you're an amazing wrestler, and if anybody wants to actually hear the same five or six wrestling questions, I'm going to kind of steer away from that and kind of change it up a little bit and just dive into this one thing right off the bat. Like myself, I found you actually grew up with a speech I hate that word for guys who have a speech impediment.
I got you.
Yeah, let's make the most difficult word to possibly say for the people with speech issues.
The hardest time saying it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what
sorry, go ahead.
How exactly was it growing up with that? Because I had a stutter. I still have a stutter, and I'm 40 years old, and I kind of overcame the lisp, which is a nice. But what was your actual impediment?
So I couldn't say my R's, and so I can't even like replicate it at this point because of how, like, if you saw it, it's like you say R, but you just mangle it. So it's a or it was kind of like I'm like growling like a dog or something like that, where I'm like rawr. I couldn't say like basic things like world, or especially the ORs. Those were the worst for me. The like just out of this world, and it got to a point where I'm doing like presentations in school where I'm just like, I'm so self-conscious about this that I'm going to go through every single word that I'm going to put in my presentation and make sure that none of them have the letter R. Just because I was just always like scared of people like saying things about it or anything, because anytime that someone did, I would just be like I can't help it. This is just, I'm trying my best,
Oh yeah. Just like I grew up in the 80s. I'm 40, very, very different time. So basically somebody said something about the way I speak, and I may be oversensitive about it, but then I would start getting into fights. And in school, I was one of the later born kids, so I was always on the smaller side. Did not stick because I'm now 6'2" and a giant, but who hits his head off of stuff all the time. But yeah, if I could be 6 feet tall, I would love that. And then I could find pants that fit. But yeah, so
if you gave me 2 inches, you could be 6 foot and I could be 6 foot.
Exactly. I wish we could just do that and switch it, because the amount of times I smacked my noggin off of this stuff, it's not like, let's see, I think I still got a nice size bump there. I'll show you from the other day right there, because my kids like to sneak up on me and surprise me. That's always fun.
The constant struggle.
Oh yeah. Tall guy, yeah, curse. I got that lovely 33 leg. So my pants are either too long or too short. So But going to speech therapy myself, I did it for about, I think I did it all the way up from grade school all the way through high school, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But how?
With myself,
Yeah.
I went through, I think, until about like grade 7, and then I think my parents were like, you're kind of too, like, they were like, you're too old to go through speech therapy. And I was like, okay, like, because I'm just a kid, so I'm like, okay, I'll do whatever you guys tell me to do. But then I think I think the end of grade 10, that's when I was like, I need to do this again because I want to get better at it, because whatever I'm doing now is not getting any better. So I got to I rolled back into speech therapy, and then I found out that they actually taught me wrong in the first place. They taught me wrong, and that was one of the main reasons that I was messing up my whole life. And then it took about 2.5 years to just get it to like where I'm like, I got enough like repetitions in, whereas like now I can say R's without having to worry about it. And I like to think that it sounds okay now, you know?
Oh yeah. I can, like, for myself, they wanted me to speak like this in a monotone voice, and this is not the type of person I am. So I took
They did the same with me.
Yeah, the monotone works great, but there's no inflection to your voice, so you can't be excited ever, or you can't be this, or you can't be that. So I did all the way up from grade 1 to grade 8 myself. I did the basic therapy there, and then in grade 9 I got a new therapy person, because I worked with one person for 8 years, and then she was great, but she retired, so I needed a new guy, and he would get me running, jumping, doing all sorts of crazy things while talking. And
Oh yeah,
just to work on inflection and how to, because I had the monotone thing down, but I was not happy with the way I sounded or anything, because I was a musician. I played guitar. I did a lot of different things at that time. And I was taking singing practice and that kind of stuff. And everyone's like, oh, you don't stutter when you sing. And I'm like, they're not the same fucking thing, guys.
yeah.
They're like, why don't you ever stutter when you sing? Because it's a totally different use of your voice, and people don't really think about it that they don't think about it that particular way. Putting the phone upside down because it keeps going off, and I don't care.
I got you.
Yeah, I forgot to put it on airplane mode, and I got it set up so if my kid's school calls, it's a very different ring. And
Okay.
yeah, so edit that out, Justin. But what did you also do when sitting in a class and everyone read a paragraph?
The section in the book.
Yep.
I knew exactly what you were going for right away. So yes.
And it's only guys who have speech impediments or issues talking in front of people, which I have gotten over the years, and I just kind of own my stutter now. When it gets really bad on the podcast, I will edit it a little bit just for the listeners' sake, because I love doing it. So, because I can fix my speech, and it makes me a little bit happy there. And I'm a podcaster with a stutter and a lisp, so I find that very, very funny.
I'm into it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean about like they'll call you out to like read the book, read a section in a book or whatever, and it's like literally it'll be like coming down, and I'm like, they'll be like calling like, okay, can you read this? And then they'll ask someone else, and I'm like, oh God, my heart is like racing. I'm like, I don't want this ever to come to me.
And you're just watching it go one by one and
Yeah,
one, and then you're
it's gonna
counting,
be.
and you're like, okay, it's going to be this paragraph. I got to read this 20 times,
Yeah.
at least 20 times right now, as fast as I can. You're muttering it at your desk, and the kid beside you kind of staring at you, going, "What the hell is going on here?" Yeah, and because they don't know how much of a freaking panic attack it is for
Yeah.
people with speech impediments to actually get in front of people and talk. Just not regular, even regular conversations. Sometimes when there's 5 or 6 people and you want to pipe in, and then somebody's jumping on you, or they're genuinely trying to help you and trying to get out what you're trying to say, and they're just guessing words, and you're like, nope, I want to say this. And
I just remembered this one presentation where the teacher helped me put it together once. Like this is like way back. This is maybe like grade. I want to say like 5 or 4. But I remember so I didn't get to like put out all the R's in the presentation, and the teacher helped me with it, and she like wrote down some of the stuff. And so I'm like having such a hard time. I'm just in front of a whole class. I'm like, I try to say world, and once I got to world, it took about 2 minutes for me to even try to get it out, like for me to like even say the D, because I'm like just like so stressed out, and I'm like just like so scared, and like I'm just trying to say it. But eventually this other girl from class had to come up and help me with the rest of the presentation because it was taking so long.
oh yeah,
So it's like, and then also with the book thing, like when you have to read a section, it always was worse when you don't know when you're gonna be going up. Like if they picked it random, because now you can't find where you're gonna have to read. I don't know if that ever happened to you, but
yeah, it's my grade 6 teacher. I had a morning teacher and an afternoon teacher, and the morning teacher knew all about speech impediments, knew all about what to do with that kind of student, where the afternoon teacher was a new teacher who had no idea and would just pick randomly, literally out of a hat, for people to read. And it would just like, yeah, don't be doing that. Give me some time. Give me some notice. Okay, Justin, I need you to read this paragraph from page 32, paragraph 3. No.
No thanks.
Pardon? Yeah, no thanks.
What did you ever say that? Did you ever say like?
Yep.
I did too, actually. I was like, sometimes it's just like I can't. I like no.
Oh yeah, and they're like, oh, it'll cost you participation marks. Oh no, I'll get a 90, because I was a natural student when it came to most classes, and I was one of those kids who just retained information and barely did homework and got lucky.
Mm-hmm. I was the opposite.
Yeah, and some people get really, really annoyed with that, but it just I was a natural student, which helped me out a lot, because except for OAC history or grade 13 history, I got an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Did you not go to the class?
Oh no, the thing is, I got the 8% because I went to the class and was involved in, and I got the participation mark. I just didn't do anything, just no papers, no nothing. Because I didn't even need this credit, and I just went because a couple of buddies of mine, and I didn't want to just sit I wasn't a spare kid. I always had a class because I actually enjoyed going and learning new ideas and new stuff, where back then I didn't really do a lot of schoolwork. It just kind of sat. Like I got through grade 10 math because a buddy of mine said, I just walked up and said, okay, what did we do yesterday? This, and this. Okay. And then I would continue the course. And I don't know anyone else who actually learned and got good grades that way, but it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was always with school for me. I was always so nervous about my speech impediment, and I was overweight. So I would literally wear like 3 shirts, and I just like switch them out like each, like, so it'd be like I had it like so that it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it would have been Thursday is the same shirt as Monday, because those were the only 3 shirts that looked good on me. And I
Yep.
was like, these are the only ones that I'm like kind of like comfortable in. So I'd just like make sure that they were like clean, and then be able to go again. If they weren't clean, I would have to wear something else, and I'm just like self-conscious the whole day. I'm like, oh no, everyone's looking at me. But a lot of the time, I like, when I say I faked sick, I faked sick like a lot. In grade 6, I missed about 66 days,
Oh wow.
and then I think grade 5 was about like 59, and then as I got older, it was like in high school, it was like almost every Monday. I was like, you know what, I need a long weekend every weekend. But it was I lost weight in when, like, I started working out when I was 16, and then I lost about 60 pounds.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, people like compliment, like, were like, Kyle, like you look great, or you look like you lost so much weight. And I'm like, just like the first day of school, and like I came back from the summer, and everyone was like, wow, you lost so much weight. The biggest smile on my face the whole day, and I was like, this is awesome. But then I was still self-conscious about it, even though
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I lost so much weight, and like I was like, I did a body fat percent test, and it said it was 4.6% body fat, and I tried it like 5 times because I didn't believe it. I was like, because I had like so bad of a body dysmorphia that like I thought that I was still fat. Like, even though people were like, I thought people were just being nice to me about it's like, oh, you lost weight, like you look like so skinny and stuff. But like it got to a point, I actually had a bit of a like trouble with body dysmorphia as well, just because even though I got down to about 127 pounds, I think it was my lowest, and same height as I am now. And I like, my grandma was like thinking that I was like sick. That's how like skinny I got. But I just like, even when I was at that lowest point, and I'm like skeleton level, like I looked like so skinny, and I'm just like, I just like bend over and I'd see like a little roll on my belly, and I'm like, I'm fat. But eventually it took me about like another like couple years to even get over that, because I was always so scared of gaining weight because I was fat beforehand, and I was like I need like I ate like I gained like 10 pounds so easily back, and I was like so scared, and I was like, I have to go back down, and I tried to go back down, but like my body could not even like handle it.
Oh yeah, because
Like
I was a, how should I describe myself? I went up to almost 300 pounds before the kids, because after school, like I've always been a heavier guy, right?
Mhm.
And it is what it is. I was not so much the athlete in school. Like, I could play sports, I could keep up, but I wasn't the guy hitting the gym. Until I was about 19, and then I started taking all my stuff pretty seriously. And then I destroyed my knee on my honeymoon, and I think I packed on about 80 pounds.
Oh geez.
And just because my knee was like, I probably should have had surgery or something, but I was young and dumb. Thinking, oh, I'll wrap it up twice. We're good. So I had a tension bandage on my knee. I had a knee brace on, taking multiple painkillers a day just to get through an 8 to 9 hour shift at a restaurant. I wasn't doing the crazy 12 or 15-hour days yet at that time. And I would just packed on the pounds, and I wasn't noticing at that time because I was just in so much pain. And then once we started got married, had the kids, and I'm like, oh, I'm just always a big guy. And my moment was when my son was 2 or 3, and Stronach Park, right?
No, I don't actually.
Stronach a arena. It's on the corner of Highbury, Sanford, the park by Fanshawe.
Okay.
Yeah, where the hockey rink is, all that, couple ball diamonds.
Yeah, I know where you're talking about now. I actually used to live by there. I didn't even know what it was called this whole time. But I know what you're talking about now.
Only reason I know what it's named by, I walk the dog by the front of the building every single day. So
yeah,
I see the sign daily because I got a husky who's crazy and needs walks, and I need exercise. So, but he ran from the little park behind it all the way to the building. And then he stopped and turned around. I physically could not catch him as hard as I was running. And that was kind of my wake-up call that, hey, I got to get in better shape for my kids, and I got to be around longer. And then I actually started looking at myself where I had body dysmorphia the other way, where I thought, I'm looking good. I'm doing okay. Where I convinced myself that being 80 pounds overweight, I'm doing good. I'm not 100 pounds over. So I made a bunch of lifestyle changes, started DDPY, which is a great program for somebody who's like broken human being like I am. And like, because of my wrist, I can't really lift weights or anything like that. So I started the DDPY, and I've been doing it ever since. There's been ups and downs and dips and valleys, but that's kind of everybody's journey, right? So
yeah, you can never go. It's not a steady line. It's not a steady line up. You always have to. You'll fail and fail and fail, but you got to just keep going, and you can't legit fail unless you give up.
Oh yeah, like last night I got high and ate couple muffins. So today, no treats. It's all good because hey, for all my international listeners, cannabis is legal in this country, and I do partake. So it's a wonderful thing. Helps me sleep instead of. I didn't mean to get on this topic, but I take it. So yeah. It helps me sleep instead of taking a whole handful of pills, and like, because I can sleep for 9 hours off of one joint, where if I'm taking sleeping pills, I might get 4 to 5. Like, for me, I think it's the CBD aspect, because I'll smoke like the weakest strains just so my body relaxes and all my muscles relax, and yeah, that's just my little story there. Don't know your personal opinion on it, but
I don't do it often. I do it the odd time though.
Oh yeah,
but like that's just, I don't know, just the odd time.
No, it just
that's the best way of describing it. Like once every so often.
Oh yeah, because
I don't know much about it. But.
Well, I'm buddies with Tom, so you know. And speaking of my co-host Tom Morton, I do have a question from him that he promised I would ask. When are you going to stop ducking Tom and have an actual match?
I don't know. I'm spooked by him.
Oh yeah, because everybody, I don't know. I think he is one of the most underrated minds in the entire province right now, because the guy knows so much history and just so much wrestling knowledge. People who don't. Yeah, go.
Sorry, keep going. We got to put over Tom quick.
Oh yeah. Because he's my boy, and I talked to him last night We recorded for about a half hour, but we chatted for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just us.
I've even before I started wrestling myself, I went to a couple shows, and he was at the first 2 shows I was at, actually, like of like indie shows.
Awesome.
And I was like, so, and like, definitely, one of my favorite things about him is like the character itself, like the cadet, because it's memorable. Like you see him out there, and you're like, I'm gonna remember that guy. And funny thing is, we actually have had a match. It was a practice match. It was a practice match at Tyson's place, and I think we went for about like 6 minutes, but like that was a while back. It might be on YouTube, like Scumbags of Wrestling. They would he would come in and like film us sometimes, so I think it might be online as well.
So guys, check out what was it called? Go check out Scumbags of Wrestling when they were allowed to film at the Duke's Academy.
I remember it being a good match too. So
because Tom is the guy who people like to wrestle because they'll make him look good. Sorry, he makes them look good, and he knows his shit and he lays it in. So
yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite things is people who lay it in like safely. That's always when you have like the best matches, or like when it's like you feel it and you're like, I felt it, but it's like you're not injuring me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
and one thing about Tom, I never want to have his face lock applied to me because that thing looks like it's going to kill me, and I'm not I've only taken one bump in my life and knocked myself out. So yeah.
Oh, did you actually? How did that happen?
Okay, I've told this story before, but when I was a younger man, 18 years old, in Guelph, Ontario, me and a buddy of mine decided, hey, we'll try wrestling training. And I was told normally people just fall on their ass the first time they're taking a bump. First time taking a bump, because it's a very unnatural thing to get used to.
You fall on your head?
I fell right on my head. I threw myself way too high. It's kind of the same. I threw myself way too high because I was just really excited, and it wasn't like I saw stars. I legit knocked myself out, and I remember waking up in my buddy's car. So, yep. Oh yeah.
They thought you were dead, and they put you in the car. They're like,
pretty much.
What did we tell his mom?
Pretty much. He's like, okay.
Oh, he's awake. He's awake. It's okay.
Yep. Hey, I was awake, but nobody was home.
Okay.
So yeah, just I remember waking up in the car asking, hey, how did training go? Not good. I don't think I don't think we're going back. Oh, why is that? You knocked yourself out. Oh. All right then. Yeah.
Did it look cool at least?
I never seen it. This was 98, so not everyone recorded everything back then.
That's when I was born.
Thank you.
I always have to say that before talking.
I know, man. I know. I'm old.
When I first started, I took I think it was my first body slam ever, and I'm not gonna say who it was, and because it wasn't their fault or anything either, but I just don't want anyone to think that they're like unsafe or anything. But this guy who's been around for he's been around for a while, but he body slammed me, and I landed on the atlas of my spine, like the very top.
Ooh, yeah. Yep.
So I didn't get like the full rotation or anything, and landed right there, and I couldn't move my body. I couldn't move my body for like probably like 20 seconds, and I was like, and I was seeing stars all over the place, and I was like in my head, I'm like, I'm paralyzed, like I can't move, and I'm like freaking out in my head, but I can't like move or say anything, and it was so scary, and I was like, everyone's like, oh my god, like, is he okay, kind of deal, and like I'm like, I just start rolling. Rolling to I'm like, I'm gonna go to the outside of the ring now. But like, and then everyone's like, no, get up. And I'm like, I'm just rolling. I get to the ropes. I'm like, I hear everyone like saying like, don't get out and like get up and stuff. I'm like, again, like the whole time, I'm like, I grab the rope and I just pull myself up with the ropes, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Okay, time to tag
like,
out.
almost dead. Yeah.
Oh man. Well,
So I was terrified of body slams after that, though.
And rightfully so.
I was lucky enough to have people like wanting me to do well, to put me through making me do more body slams, because I was like, I'm not taking a body slam again. But then eventually it was like, you got to do it. So it's like we just did it, and like we did it with the safest guy in the room. So like, and then I was like, okay, this isn't so bad. And then ever since then, though, like, it's even off the most basic moves, you can get hurt.
Yeah. And
I was just lucky enough that
the one that
die.
like, I see a lot of guys getting hurt on like baseball slides, like just a simple, just the ankle catching wrong, or doing this, or your boots a little loose, and it just tags something.
Some people will ask me, he's like, hey man, can you do like baseball slide in our match? I'm like, no. I'm like, that's like the one thing that I'm like, no. That and if you want me to do a backflip, I can't do it. But that's just because I just can't do it. I'll land on my head.
Oh yeah, no, just you gotta know.
Look awful.
And you gotta know
like my
what
limitations.
You gotta know your limitations. You gotta know what you can do, and more importantly, you gotta know what you can't do. Because why would you wanna, like, say you have an amazing forearm, but you have a terrible back elbow? Why would you? Why would you do that back elbow? Yeah, when it looks like garbage. When
do it in practice and not in an actual match. Yeah. With the baseball slide, I used to do like a little like sliding drop kick. So I'd get the person like out of a snapmare and like seat them, and then I hit the ropes, come in like, or a basement drop kick. So I'd like jump and like I'd hit them in the chest or the face. At the time it was the chest, because I was still pretty new. But even diving that low, I hit them with my right foot, but my left foot caught the mat as I was going for the kick. So I'm up in the air and my foot caught and just twisted. And like, I was like, oh my, like, this is like excruciating pain instantly. And it was like swollen as well, like instantly as well. But again, like this is like my 5th ever like practice match. So it wasn't even good. But
no, it just
everyone said, like, you grow up hearing about like how like everyone, like if you get hurt you want to finish the match kind of deal. So even though I'm like 5 and it's only practice, I'm only like 5 practice matches in, and it's at practice, no one's gonna be like, oh, I can't believe you didn't finish. I was like, that's in my head, like that mentality, and I'm like, I gotta keep going. And the guy who I'm going against is like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And then it ended with me giving the guy a lion tamer. And I'm just like, I literally have him, and I'm just like, please give up. And like he tapped him. I was like, thank you. This is so excruciating.
Oh yeah, because, and that's the thing about wrestling. Everybody has a different move set, a different thing, a different character. Like the Wave Maker.
A Wave Maker.
So you're a surfer from London, Ontario, and I'm just kind of wondering how the character actually came out.
So basically, anything that you see, like anything that's happening like behind the scenes, or like anything with my character or my music or my a lot of stuff that I post, it's actually most of it is from Shiloh. And if you guys don't know Shiloh, she is another wrestler. I know Shiloh on all social medias, and she's also my girlfriend. We live together, and she's able to help me out with all that stuff. She's pretty genius when it comes to anything to do with the gimmick or marketing or merch or anything like that. So she's always the one that's like, I'll like give all her ideas. She's like, that's dumb. Or it's or she'll be like, yeah, that's great. Like we can like work with that kind of deal. And so we just kind of come up with stuff together, like, and plus like any like storylines or anything, like we'll kind of just talk to each other, and we have that benefit of both being workers.
Yep.
To be able to talk to each other at all times and be like, how can we make this better, kind of deal.
Oh yeah, and you also, and if you want to see Kyle Boone versus Shallow, go check out No Ring North, guys, because that was one hell of a match you two had.
Fun fact, that's actually my favorite match I've ever had. Was with Shiloh.
I'm a Death Proof fan. I'm a No Ring North fan. I tend to really enjoy hardcore wrestling. That's my thing. I know it's not for everybody, blah, 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 the whole thing. But I personally love it. And you guys look like you legit were killing each other. And the story of that match is fantastic from beginning to end. And just the ground looked very hard. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, it was.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna tag that in the description of this match, because it's not just one of my favorite matches between you or Shiloh or No Ring North. It's truly one of my favorite matches I've seen, because it's so different, unique. It is absolutely fun to watch, and you guys. And knowing you guys are a legit couple in real life, I personally, I can't imagine doing that to my significant other, but because
I think about it all the time.
I'm just wondering how many pieces of, okay, let me phrase this so nobody can make this question dirty. How many times have you guys broken a coffee table while just wrestling or doing something stupid?
To be honest, we're actually really safe at home because we don't have much room. So we're like, okay, this is what we can do. It's like we can't do too much. Like like when I was younger, I would me and my brothers would take off the couch pillows and stuff, and like kind of like make a ring of them, and then put like blankets over them so that it's like more even. So like a couple times like I've surprised her with like doing that here, and like just like, or like getting the mattress out and being like, it's go time. But I'm like, I know from when I was earlier how many times I've broken, my family's broken stuff like wrestling, that I'm like, push everything out of here. I'm like just in case we need like 10 feet between us and like a table or anything like that, you know?
Oh yeah, because the amount of times like the back of my ankle hit one of the IKEA tables, because my mom loved IKEA when we were growing up, because they're cheap and they're easy to put back together. And the amount of time just the back of my ankle would hit something when my brother would like hip toss me or throw me or something. And so I guess we're buying a new table.
This one time we did like me and two of my brothers, they were the ones that kind of like would wrestle as well, like on like trampoline and stuff. That was when they were young. We were all younger, but we'd go on. So this is like when I'm like just a little kid, but we did a Royal Rumble between the three of us on my mom and dad's like gigantic bed, and one of my brothers kind of like drop kicked me off the bed, and I flew and I hit the corner of their dresser, like the point, and right into my spine. I was like, oh, I'm perfectly okay, but that was so scary. Like I was like I could have died. That was kind of cool.
Oh yeah. And I do have a question from George Mackay here, host of Straight Talk Wrestling and another member of the OIW podcast network. For me, half of you, so I gotta phrase this right.
No worries.
And for Kyle, yes, ask him how I made him check his DMs with my birthday shout out to him because he is horrible at checking DMs. And then how come I get you off of one DM and he sends you like 30?
So I'm going to start this off with, remember how I was talking about how I didn't see your message for a while when we were talking about Ethan's fight.
Yep.
and I was like, I think it's been too long now. So I want him to know that first, that I did that to you before I ever did it to him.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. That's a joke we always have, is how bad I am at messaging people, and a lot of it has to do with, like, sometimes I'll, like, if it's like 2 messages, I'll be like, okay, I'm able to get back to this, but as soon as there's like a 3rd message and then it like adds up, I'm like, oh no, this is too much. Like yesterday being my birthday, people had, like, I got messaged all day, and like on Facebook, like people posted and stuff. I'm like, this is all so nice, but like it's hard to get back to right now, because I'm like, so I'll wait till like later. So I got back to everyone at like 8 p.m. Because I'm just like, this is so much.
And once again, happy belated birthday. I did not send you a DM because I'm like, he never checks them.
And it's like, I check them as much as I can, but sometimes they do. I'm like, okay, awesome, I have them all checked out, but Messenger doesn't tell me that I still have some unread sometimes, and I'm like, how is this even possible?
Oh yeah, just like looking up Lewis Carlin from Alliance Pro Wrestling Network actually sent in a question too. I'm just horrible at checking these things out. Oh, ask him how this is from Lewis, so I'll try not to butcher his lovely words here. Ask him how important it is for him to, as an up and coming star, to pay his dues by helping set up the ring, etc. I'm going to rephrase this. How do you feel about new guys who think they're actually above setting up and tearing it down?
Well, so anytime that you're at the show early or anything like that, you want to basically like help them if possible, you know. This is kind of a difficult question because I have different like views on it, I guess, is because a lot of promotions actually have people who strictly put up the ring now. Yeah. And that's obviously great and all that. So I think that you should always offer to help and like see if they need your help. Obviously they'll be like yes. If they don't need it, it's like okay, see if you can do something else. But I don't know if it's as important as it used to be. Sorry for me. I'm kind of like I'm stumbling over my words, but I feel like it's not as important for wrestlers to do things like that as much as it used to be. But I think that you should still always put in the effort to at least ask. Ask either the promoter or someone else who is putting up the ring or taking it down. Like I've been doing this for I don't even know how long. It's only been a few years, but anytime I'm there, I'm like putting up the ring or taking it down. Sometimes I always putting it up, but sometimes you got to go early because if it's a Sunday show, people have to work in the morning, and that's that's when you feel bad though. You're like, I gotta go, and it's like I don't work in the morning, but people who I rode up with do. So I'm always like, I always feel bad about that. But I feel like that's like the only way that you should be like really like paying your dues is like being like ask what you can do to help if you have the time, and like if they do need help them out with whatever they have. I don't believe in like you should be carrying anyone's bags or anything like that. That's like a big thing. Like everyone's like, oh, like. And it's like I don't think you'll ever catch me again carrying someone else's bag. Yeah. Just because I'm like, this isn't how I'm gonna treat people when I'm in your position. So I will respect you, but if you don't respect me back, I'm not going to do shit for you. You know?
Yeah.
And I mean that in the nicest way possible as well. It's like I will never say it like that. I'll just be like, that's not mine. I have my own.
Hey, man.
I totally agree with the ring and asking to help out. Like if they need help with like
the biggest one that
setting up anything.
Biggest one I hear about, because they normally have the ring guys setting up, because rings are very expensive and they're very intricate. People don't understand how difficult it is to set up a ring unless you know exactly what you're doing. Like, you have to tie the canvas down just the exact way. You have to make sure everything's well connected, because there's guys that are a couple 100 pounds, and also ladies throwing each other around, and that thing has to be put together well so it's safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's another thing I would like to say about this actually is sometimes people don't realize how much someone else is doing. Everyone kind of realizes like how much they do, and they're like, no one else is. This is something I hear all the time from other people, is like, no one's doing as much as me. Like, I'm helping do this and this, and it's like, okay, like I understand that you're doing this, but you also didn't realize that that person is doing that, and this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like I think everyone should just kind of be working together and not be trying to be like, I'm the best or something like that, or I'm doing the most.
Oh yeah,
like, we should all be doing it as a team.
Yeah, because one guy I know who works very hard, Tom, he'll show up, do whatever's asked of him, work security the entire show, and instead of hanging out in the locker room, make sure everything's good, and then tear down, go home. Very, very hard working fellow, and one of the guys I know I can use as an example because he said I can.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, anyone who knows Tom as well is like, that guy that probably is one of the hardest workers in here.
Yeah,
you know, just because like, and like the dedication of doing that like all the time. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's like, because I've hung out in the back and not done anything a couple times, and it's like, and then I see someone else not doing, really like going at it, and I'm like, okay, I need to like go, like, you got to like assess yourself and be like, I need to go help as well.
All right. And he would never say a word to anybody about anything. It's who he is. I've worked with him. I've put on a wrestling show with him. I do a podcast with him. He's one of the legit hardest working guys I know. And when wrestling comes back, he's going to surprise a lot of people. Yeah. But he's been putting in the work. And guys, go follow his Instagram account, because he has nothing on it. And I find it really, really funny that he has more followers on an Instagram account because of this podcast than a lot of other people I know. But and I have another question all the way from Britain, from Kieran Reed. Yeah, people know about you in Britain. Yep.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know Britain was a thing until 2 minutes ago.
So growing up, who were your favorite wrestlers and who inspired you to get into the business?
My favorite wrestlers, when I was younger, it always like switched, because I was like, I remember my three first favorites, the first three, were actually Kane, John Cena, and Goldust. It's kind of like a weird like array of people, I feel, but like, and then after, like, it kind of was, I think it was Goldust, and then it was Kane, and then it was John Cena, and then it was Randy Orton since maybe like 2005 or 6 to present. And present is, right now, if you were to ask my favorite guys, it would be Randy Orton, Triple H, and Jericho.
And Randy Orton is one of the I
That's why I waved.
oh yeah, no, I'm just like, what's going on? Yeah, that's my lovely wife. Randy Orton is actually one of those guys that has done it all and is still killing it in the business. And he is probably he's going to be remembered better once he retires, I think, than because people are just kind of taking him for granted now, I think, because he is one of the best promos out there. He's one of the best wrestlers. He has the best matches.
I would say that he has the best look as well. He looks the part, like 100%. Like he looks a little scary. You're like, I would not fight that guy. And that's why he's in that position where he's like, no one can mess with me because I'm Randy goddamn Orton.
And also you see him walking down the street. Say you're just walking, you see that man, probably 6'4", about 245, solid muscle. I'm crossing the street.
Yeah.
It's just one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is because I'm a big dude, but I don't want to piss off a guy who looks like Randy, just because
like a Randy Orton.
Yeah. Or what was it? Who all right, a buddy of mine is 7'2" and nicest guy on the planet, big teddy bear. Mm-hmm. Just seeing him walking down the sidewalk, if I didn't know him, I would definitely cross the street. Yep.
It's funny with people that tall, because if you watch other people around him, like around people that tall, they'll walk by and you'll watch the people behind him that he just passed, and they'll just like kind of like look at him after, and it's like, oh no, that he's big, he's so big.
Yep. One of the nicest guys in the world, big old teddy bear of a man. And I just want to I'm going to actually start wrapping this up with the Guilmy Talks 10. It's just 10 either or questions, and they're all sent in by my listeners. And guys, if you want to send in a question, just DM me whatever you want. I will add it to the list, because I just kind of randomly pick these guys out. So except for number 10 of course. But all right, first one. Apples or banana?
Banana. Right. Do I explain why I answered?
You can.
I should ask as well.
You can explain.
I like bananas
or not.
because I like the texture and the nutrients.
Yeah. And also they're for a guy that just had a whole mess of dental work done last week. They're a lot easier to eat than apples. And yeah. All right. Pirate or Viking?
Oh, pirate for sure. I feel like they're a lot cool. The other Vikings are like, I'm a macho man, but pirates are like a lot cooler and smooth, you know?
Yeah, I think pirates are cooler,
and they got a pirate ship.
Yeah, pirates are I think if a girl is hit on by a pirate and a Viking, she's going with a pirate every single time.
I feel like they're both kind of dirty. Like I feel like they probably don't like wash too often, but like if I was a pirate, I think that if I washed up and stuff, I think I could like do pretty well for myself, you know?
Oh yeah. Cardio or weightlifting?
Weightlifting. I actually love doing both at this point. I used to hate cardio and I used to love weightlifting. But now I actually I'm loving running. I got into running. I'm like, you ever heard about the runner's high?
Yep.
I started feeling that and I was like, this is amazing. I feel so good. So I feel like I would choose running over everything, but I still would like to look muscular, so I would choose weightlifting.
Or since you are a gym guy, you can say a perfectly level workout, which is highs and lows, and
Screw
then
that.
yeah, and then me, I'll just glaze over, go, okay, I am not a gym guy. Ooh, couch or recliner?
Ooh, I don't know. I haven't had a recliner in a long time.
Oh, and for the American listeners, it's a lazy boy.
I think a recliner.
Yeah.
I think anytime I'm in one, I'm like, this is like what heaven must feel like, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you're a video game guy, you need a recliner. Oh.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Even on the couch, it's like I should be being able to lay down in like a more comfortable way than on my side.
Oh yeah. All right. Online shopper, or do you prefer shopping at the mall? This one's a pre-pandemic question.
I think I would probably say online shopping. I get a little bit more like sketched out about online shopping still, just because I'm actually from a small town, and then I moved to London. So the small town, like no one bought anything online because it would take like weeks for it to ship to you. But now that I'm in London, I'm like online shopping all the time because it gets to me in like 2 days. And I'm
Yeah,
like, this is
and
awesome. I still appreciate going to the mall though. So I'm gonna say online shopping, but I still like the mall.
the one thing I can never
Oh, you
buy.
froze a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, internet's a wonderful
There you go,
thing.
you're good.
Okay. For me, one thing I can never buy online: hats. I can't do it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Probably because of the
Is it because
big old Irish melon. Yeah.
I actually have this one friend who is 6'5", and he has the biggest head I've ever seen. Shiloh just laughed in the background. He has the biggest head I've ever seen, and like nothing will fit him. Like, but he also has like a size like 16 boot, and so he has to get everything online.
Yep.
Like it's insane. Like I went shopping with him once to go find shoes, and he's like, this is the one place in London that has these size of shoes, and I'm like, I guess I've never thought about this before, but some people have to get like these custom made shoes, or they have to go to specific stores and stuff. So.
Oh yeah. All right. Oh, roses or daisies?
Yeah. So, roses or daisies? I'd say rose. Roses are like classic, I feel.
Yeah. Oh, are you an Apple or a PC guy?
Apple or PC?
Yep.
I have PC. I have an iPhone and stuff. That's like the only Apple product that I actually own, but I hate it.
Yeah.
Like it's the worst phone I've ever owned. I had an iPhone 7 and an iPhone 6, and just I hate it. It's like compared to anything else, I'm just like, I'm looking at new phones right now.
I've been a Samsung guy forever, and just
yeah.
I tried screwing around on someone else's Apple phone, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
it just
like they're all right. Like I'm never like one of those guys who's like Apple or Samsung or anything like that, or like PlayStation, Xbox. I'm just like, I like all of them. Like they all have like their they all have like good things about them, but like Apple is just not for me. Like once you have it for a few years, it's like slows down completely, and like the space is like, even though you deleted 10 videos and then you have to go to your recently deleted just to actually delete them, you haven't gained any space back, and you're like,
wow.
I just want to take one picture, and I deleted 10 like 2-minute videos, so 20 minutes of video gone, completely gone, and I don't have any space even though I just deleted all that.
Yeah, that's one thing about the Samsung products I found. Their storage capacity is a lot better than Apple, I find.
Yeah.
But Apple says, oh, we got this many gigs and da. Yeah, but if 90% of it's already taken up by the software
Yeah.
that's previously installed, where Samsung, I can take stuff off, I can move it around. I find it's a more versatile product. But also, I don't drink
Yeah, 100%.
never drank the Apple water, never liked them when they were coming up. So,
Drank the apple Kool-Aid.
yeah, there we go, the Kool-Aid. Oh, sweater or hoodie?
Hoodie for sure. That's one of my things from like I work in a gym, and I also like I'm in a gym quite a bit. Where like a lot of people just wear like that's kind of the style is a hoodie in the gym, and then you take it like off mid workout to like reveal you're actually wearing a muscle shirt. It's like you could just be wearing an actual shirt, but you're like kind of like.
Oh yeah.
So definitely a hoodie.
Ooh, another fashion question: pants or shorts?
I think for like fashion, like to look better, I feel like pants look better, but I prefer to wear shorts as comfortability.
Okay.
For sure. Right. I hate jeans, but I know that they look nice.
See, where I'm the guy who I'm so comfortable in jeans, like I would feel better working out in jeans than shorts. And I know that's nuts, but
yeah,
like I got my yoga gear, which is like basketball shorts and or a tank top. That's it. Well, about it. Next one.
Yep.
Oh, damn it!
All my shorts are just to hang out.
And this one.
What is it?
Another fashion question. Sunglasses or hat?
Ooh. Well, I'm wearing a hat right now, but
yeah, and
the thing about I actually am only wearing it because my hair is like bad right now.
Oh yeah.
The thing about sunglasses, when I was growing up, everyone was like, anyone who wore sunglasses were like trying to be cool. So I'm like, but they look so cool. I want to wear those. But like, I kind of grew up being like, if I wear sunglasses, people will be like, that guy's only wearing them to be cool. So I'm still gonna choose sunglasses though.
Oh yeah, because they are cool. And I have personally when I'm driving, I need my prescription shades because I got the blue eye curse, and if I'm in the sun for any amount of time, my eyes go instantly to squinting, and I got the Clint Eastwood look on. So yeah.
I have a thing in my eye that they actually don't even know about. Like I went to the eye doctor like 8 years ago, and they found like a little like thing inside my eye, and they're like, we have no idea what this is, but we're keeping an eye on it. So like every time they check on it, it's like I think it got a tiny bit bigger last time, and like they're like, whatever you do, you wear sunglasses. And I'm like, yeah, but then people will think I'm trying to look cool.
And number 10, last but not least, the one that is always number 10, the Guilmy Talks listeners know which one's coming. And once again, guys, if you want to hear a great rant about this one, go check out the Tyson Dukes episode around the 42-minute mark. And he goes on a rant about this for about good 15 minutes, as most dads do. Toilet paper, over or under?
Over, obviously.
Yep.
That's the way, right? Yeah, yep. Over is for sure, obviously. Like get out of here.
Oh yeah. Beards are good, mullet's bad.
This is I see that as the equivalent as having like putting a milk bag into those little cartons and then cutting the corner that is on the same side as the handle. You know does that make sense?
Yep.
That's like the equivalent to that.
And to every American listener, our milk comes in bags. I know. Google it. It's all good.
Google it and then listen back to what I just said, and you're like, oh my goodness.
Because found out milk bags are an Ontario thing.
Yeah, I noticed. Even you know what? Even as I was saying that, I was like, I'm pretty sure this isn't like anywhere else.
No,
Is
it's
it only
in
Ontario? I
yeah.
thought it was all of Canada.
Oh, it's sporadically over Canada, but actually, I was talking to Pierre Doucette about this the other day, and he actually said, yeah, it's about a 50-50 thing here, where in Ontario, it's all milk, or sorry, all milk is in bags.
Yeah,
Like there's the occasional carton you see here and there, but nobody grabs it unless you're grabbing a
yeah,
chocolate milk. But yeah,
yeah. Of course, that's like the one thing that you grab in a carton.
yep,
We actually drink almond milk, but that's in a carton. But
yeah,
anytime that I get like actual milk, it's bagged every
yeah,
single
man.
time.
I've been dairy free now for about 2 months. I'm lactose and actually
Oh,
listen to
really?
my wife and doctor. And first 2 weeks, legit, my stomach is now flat. It's like just all my bulges and stuff was all bloating. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like my weight hasn't went down. I'm 225-ish, 6'2". Didn't lose a single pound, but I look a hell of a lot better. Just by no other changes besides that. Just
That's awesome.
So my gut is now properly digesting everything else, and my body's not always inflamed, and like because I have plantar fasciitis.
What's that?
Basically, from being on my feet 8 to 12 hours a day for 20 years on concrete, I have swollen tendons in my feet and ankles. So basically, when I get up in the morning, if I don't stretch, I'm kind of fucked for the entire day. Yep, that's it. Getting old's great. I am a proponent.
I don't want it.
No, I am a proponent of telling people who work in the restaurant industry or the customer service, spend the money on shoes. Don't spend the don't buy those $40 Walmart shoes because you want to save a buck. Trust me.
Plus, they'll get ruined a lot quicker too, and then you'll just have to buy new ones.
Yeah, it's like last pair of steel toes I bought was $140. Love them.
Yeah.
They're light as a cloud compared to those $80 ones. They're a pain in the ass, and they're heavy and clunky, and you're tripping over yourself all the time. They don't fit right. But so I actually spent some money on shoes because being a father of 4, I'm the cheapest man ever. So yeah,
I was always cheap because I was working minimum wage, and now I'm like, you know what? I'll buy the best pair of shoes here.
Yeah. Well, unless they're Jordans, just do not buy those. I don't know why. I'm not
Air Jordans.
Yeah, I've always been I was a skater shoe kid, so I still am a skater shoe guy. Yeah, I still like my.
Actually, I have a pair of Jordans.
Apparently they're very comfy, and everybody's different, right? For me, I just have my my Airwalks, and I love those things. They're absolutely awesome. Okay, man. Yeah. I just want to say thank you very much for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I had a blast.
Hey guys, I told you it was a fantastic interview, and loved talking to Kyle. It was a great chat, and go follow him on all of his socials that were definitely mentioned on the show there. Now, what I want from all of you guys listening, please go like the Johners Network on social media. Go like all my socials. I'm trying to get my numbers up here. Instagram's above 300 now. Twitter's above 200. Facebook is well above where I thought it would ever be. Go like the Guilmy Talks page there. I'm pretty sure I'm close to 600 now. My goal by the end of 2021, get every single one of those above 1,000. And my YouTube, once I start doing videos by the end of this year, I want 100 subscribers on that page. And you know why I know I can do this? Because of you guys. You guys who listen to my show are amazing. I love each and every single one of you guys because you're amazing. I'm not just saying that, like the people who message me, comment on my stuff, look forward to the memes, and because I just love putting stuff out there. I love being positive. I love doing this show. And go check out all my boys on the OIW Podcast Network. Go check out all the shows on the Genres Network and Powered 4 TV. You know what? Have a wonderful day and try to do one kind thing for one person today, guys, because just doing that little thing, honestly, that's going to make the world a little bit better. And after 2020, we all need to hear that. Okay, guys? Oh, and last thing, go check out the merch store. I'm dropping a new logo. No, not a new logo. New design, guys, as of March 1st. So go check that out. Talk to everybody later. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.